Good morning, garden friends. It's Heather at Bush Poppy Farm. Speaking of farm, I am out here for the first time in well over a week to check on things. There's actually a lot of stuff that needs watering, even though we got a lot of rain. That doesn't last forever in the soil. So I'm going to do some watering this morning, and I'm also going to do cleanup of this mess back here. I need to pull out all of that hardware cloth, get that out of there. The remnants here can stay because what I'm going to do, ooh, look how active the bees are this morning. My goodness. This is where they're getting water. I'm going to clear out more weeds and stuff over there. And then I'm going to silage tarp this area. I bought another tarp. It is actually a recycled tarp that comes from billboard signs. So there's a company that sells those so that instead of just tossing them, you can use them since they're super thick and light-proof. You can use them to act as a silage tarp, and they're cheaper than silage tarps. So first I'm going to get watering and check on the irrigation in the high tunnel, although things are looking good. Look at these ranunculus. They are definitely growing. Lots and lots of top growth. Hopefully that means their roots are growing along really happily too, but yeah, they look great. I just want to make sure that the irrigation is working in here. Sometimes the switch for the pump comes off in the circuit breaker system, and so then we have to come in. However, there's a whole bunch of water right here, so that probably means I've got a leak somewhere. This is clearly working, but I think I have a leak somewhere, like in the tubing here, just so that it shoots out. But these guys look like they're getting water. I mean, they look so good. This is a lot of growth. I'll come through here and cultivate so that I can keep weeds from popping up. But that's a pretty easy job. Yeah, they're looking great. I'm really happy about that. It'll be interesting though. I wonder if this means they're gonna start flowering sooner than I expect. I mean, I hope not. I hope they kind of hang out until, look at all these weeds. This is where I come in with my hoe and pull up all this stuff. I hope that they'll just put on root growth and then vegetative growth, because we're getting ready to go into much, much colder temperatures. However, I bet it stays fairly warm inside this high tunnel, even though the sides are open and this front is open. It still has a greenhouse effect. So could be why they're doing so well. Okay, I'm going to get started watering and then clean up that area so I can lay out the tarp. Still have a lot of weeding to do, obviously. I'm not sure if I'm going to hit that today or not, because I have other jobs to do at home, namely harvesting all of the marigolds I have at home so I can dry them. Because I have lots of dried flowers in the pastel colors, but very few in like the hot colors. And I need those. So I'm going to go on and harvest all of those. We've had multiple frosts already at home, but the marigolds are still hanging on. So I think I'm just going to go on and take them now. And hopefully I'll be able to dry all of them and they'll be ready for me when I need them. So I'm going to get started. that was hard work. I didn't get all of the weeding done. It's actually really challenging because I think I'm going to need to till this upper tier. There's like a thick mat at this point of thistles and hemlock, etc. And I think that the only real way, I mean, I can try to get in here with my hoe, but you see how thick it is and how dense. Like right here is fine. I can hand pull the remaining of these weeds, and this is okay too. I can hoe that, but this, I don't know if I can really, I don't know. I don't really want to till for a number of reasons. Also because I don't want to have to pull up all the irrigation, but look at the size of some of these. Maybe if I just come back another day and have with that focus and just do this many days at a time. Down here, I pulled up pretty much everything. There's still a little bit of calendula here on the edge, and I pulled up all the rudbeckia, well, almost all of it, and that's okay because they are perennials. They've already dropped their seeds. They'll just come back in those same spots. So I pulled out the old plants, but there'll be new ones this coming year. So I just felt like I had to get this as weed-free as possible because I do a lot of planting in here. So I want to make sure this is, really weed-free. I mean, there's tons of weed seeds in it, so, that will be a problem. I mean, I could cover it with a tarp, at least part of it, but yeah, I just think I'm gonna have to keep up with it with the weeding this time. That I need to fix, but not a big deal. I'll just join it with itself with a little connector and it'll be fine. I'm not surprised because I had to do a lot of cutting through here. Also, that could have been eaten by a rodent too, although it looks more like clean cut. I probably got it with my shears. And then over here, I've swept lots and lots of debris. I will cover that with a tarp, and it'll probably stay under a tarp for 9 months or even a year. I kind of stopped what I was doing. I swept as much as I could, but you see how active the bees are. I was getting dirt all over them, and I didn't want to piss them off and make them sting me. So this is about as clean as I can get it. I also did another sweep out of the greenhouse, but it's so muddy right now. I mean, not right at the moment. At the moment, things are dry, but when you step in the soil, it's muddy, and then when you walk into the greenhouse, the chunks on your boots get left on the ground, but that's okay. So I'm hungry and tired. I'm gonna head home and eat some lunch and then harvest those marigolds. But first, I need to gather up a 2x4 and the gutter from our fog system that's not working right now, put it in the car so that I can use that at home to start putting together the rain barrel system on the home greenhouse. Okay, shooting this part on my phone because my camera's inside, but I did harvest all of the marigolds I needed to harvest. Here they are up here, hanging to dry. They look lovely. So I'm hoping they will make very nice dried flowers. It's a good thing that I did it because we've had a number of frosts and a lot of the foliage that I stripped was black, because what happens is if you've ever gone out and looked at plants after a frost, while it's still cold, while the frost is still on, they look perfectly fine. But then as it thaws, all of those cells inside the plant walls burst, and then it just becomes mush. And so it gets black, it turns black and becomes mushy. So that was clearly happening out there, but that's not surprising. We've had a number of nights at 30 degrees. And so, yeah, so I'm glad I got that done. The dahlias that I cut back to the ground earlier have re-sprouted with very healthy foliage, which is a good thing. But the frost got them too, which is a good thing. I need to put those to bed. I'm not going to dig them up. I'm just going to leave them in that bed. They'll be surrounded by fruit trees in the future. So speaking of fruit trees, those are going to arrive hopefully this week. And I can put those in as well as an avocado that we've been growing in a pot for the past 4 or 5 years. It suffers extreme neglect and it's still doing well. So anyway, that's the plan. Tomorrow, like I said, is Thursday, and we are going to the Orchard Nursery for their holiday showcase, which I think you will really enjoy. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.